Hillary said, I'm good with Gail. I'm not good with Maria. She said some things to me on the boat which were so off, she said, and then it was so classless. I was mortified. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are doing another update on Members Only Palm Beach. We're going to be talking about episode number 4 because we've done 1, 2, and 3 already. But before I get into number 4, I listened to Heather McDonald's podcast today, and she had on Ro-Mina. And I have some more information about Ro-Mina, so I thought I would share with you what I found out. So we did know that she was born in Uzbekistan, which was a part of the USSR, so she speaks Russian. She is also Jewish. She is a Bukharian Persian Jew. Now, I was like, what is that? So that's a section of Uzbekistan is I don't know how to pronounce it. Bahara? I don't know. Something,
I don't either, yeah.
I don't know. But that's what it is. You guys can look it up. So she is considered a Bahraini Persian Jew. They migrated to Uzbekistan like thousands of years ago, she said. It's also called a Sephardic Jew. They are the blacks of the Jews. They are dark ones, dark hair, big eyebrows, because of their Persian roots. Heather McDonald was saying she's from LA, so she knows Persian Jews because she's actually friends with some of the people that were on Shahs of Sunset who are now on the Valley Persian style. And a lot of people from that culture moved to LA back in the 80s. So she knows, she's got a little history of that. She says that because she is this type of this Persian Jew, it is very rare. She's always said there's only about 160,000 of these Jews in the entire world, which I thought, well, that is pretty rare, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And people forget about all the small little countries that broke up when the USSR broke up back in 1991. Like, there's a lot of the stands, like Uzbekistan, not Pakistan. And she made that very clear, not Pakistan.
Gail.
Yes. But when she was 5, she came to America and she settled in Northeast Philly. And when she was in middle school, her family moved to Bucks County. And she was a fan of reality TV. She had said for many years that she wanted, she watched the Kardashians, she watched the Jersey Shore. She didn't really watch the Housewives, but she had told Rosalyn many years ago that she wanted to be on a reality TV show. So when casting came up and they spoke to Rosalyn gave Ro-Mina's name. That's how she got cast on the show. She explained a little bit about like her business and her husband, which I thought was interesting. So she said this on the show. When she graduated college, her father offered her $50,000 to either buy a home or to invest in a business. At the time, her brother was running adult daycare centers, and he found that there was a real need for in-home help for older patients and patients with Alzheimer's, non-medical help, like helping with dressing, making meals, light cleaning, things like that, medication management, making sure you take it, but not medical needs. So they were opening up this agency to do this. And he said to her, I actually could use the money and you can do the marketing, because she graduated from college and that's what she was going to be doing, I guess, was marketing. So they built this business up to be a very big business. And then in 2017, a company came to them and offered them to buy it. So they sold the company. She didn't say the exact number, but she did kind of mention it on the show. And that was the time that she met her husband. Roman was in 2017, and he was in real estate at the time. And she took her portion of the money, and a big part of it, she invested in real estate. And he was like buying and selling homes and things like that. And he had this company that was like staging for him. And she's like, oh no, this is horrible. So she started doing his design work and his staging. And now he also owns apartment buildings. He does property management. She said he's literally a one-man show. Like, he's a hard worker, and she is too. Like, she's out there hustling. She's got her clothing line, which she was wearing. I didn't look it up, but she was wearing a piece of her clothing line on the Heather McDonald show. She said the whole 9 years that she's been married to her husband, Roman, she's always said to him, because Heather's like, "Was he surprised you were on this show?" She's like, "No, I always told him ever since I've been with him that I'm gonna be on reality TV." And she's like, "Just last year, I was manifesting it, and I said to him, I'm gonna be on reality TV." She was actually talking to another casting company at the time, and Heather's like, "Oh, for another show?" And she's like, "No, it was for another show about my family," because she's got cousins who are also from Uzbekistan that are in Miami, in Palm Beach with her, that moved also from Bucks County, that she was trying to do her own kind of family show like the Kardashians.
Definitely has a Kardashian vibe to her.
Right. So then Heather said to her, "Well, do you watch the Housewives? Like, do you know anything?" She goes, "Well, I don't really watch them." Heather said, "Well, you kind of remind me of Melissa Gorga." She goes, "Actually, I know Melissa Gorga because one, my husband watches, and two, she was introduced to Melissa and Joe from her friend Coco, who was on the show. Remember her friend Coco, the blonde?"
Yes. Yes, yes.
So Coco is friends with the Gorgas, and actually the Gorgas were down in Palm Beach when they were filming this show. And her husband said if we were ever to do a reality show, he wanted them to be like Joe and Melissa because he thought that what he's seen of them and once he met him, they have a very good relationship, and that's how he wanted to be on the show, which I thought was very interesting,
Interesting.
right? Then Heather asked her about, she said, I didn't know how she was going to handle this. She said, Hillary came on my show and was talking about Rosalyn and didn't like that Rosalyn had mentioned that she'd been married 5 times. Are you aware of what happened? Ro-Mina's like, "Well, actually, I was just out with Hillary last night." She goes, "But I didn't know until after I was done seeing her about the podcast that she was on with you. And then I saw the one that she was on, that Rosalyn was on, because Heather mentioned Rosalyn went on another podcast. She didn't mention his name, but we
Right.
know it was Nick Viles.
Nick Vile, yeah.
Yeah. So she said, she definitely wants to address it, but she said that she did not know about it when she spoke to her. And she had some feelings about it. So Heather says she presented herself as being married only once when in fact she'd been married before. This is what Hillary was saying about Rosalyn. And Heather said, "I didn't think it was really a big deal, like, or anything very juicy, but, Rosalyn took offense to it and went on this other show." And Heather said, "Well, I kind of felt badly, but, you know, where are you? Because you're friends with both of these women." Because I thought to myself, how is Heather going to ask this question? Because
Right.
she's the one who, like, and Ro-Mina said, she's like, "Hillary told me about the podcast after we went out." And she said Rosalind said to her while she did mention at the time that they were filming that she was abused as a child. She went through a lot. She didn't know the specifics. She's like, and Rosalind said to her, she's not crying around about like what happened to her in her past. Like, everyone has a story. Like, you just move forward. So she's happy that Rosalind was able, because then she listened to it and heard everything that she had said. She's like, she's happy that she was able to find her voice and tell her truth. And she thinks, and she told this to Rosalind, that people will like Rosalind if she just is herself and is natural. And I think that people do like Rosalind. I mean, there are certain things that came across when we were watching it with her relationship with Gail, which we kind of
Yeah,
said
that was
it
like the
seemed
biggest thing.
it was over the top. It was over the top.
And I think she sees it now watching it back and has already said, like,
Yes.
we're not going to do that again.
Right, right. So then she said she also really respects Hillary. She's like, "I think these were her words, "I think she's a boss bitch. I like her design. She's a very good interior designer." She goes, "It's a little hard for me to be in the middle of this because that's where I feel like I'm in the middle of this, the war between the two of them." And she said that the first time they were fighting, which we didn't see this, Ro-Mina was part of the reason they got back together after Hillary didn't invite Rosalyn to that event. Ro-Mina
Yeah.
had a sit down that wasn't shown with Hillary and really said to her that you need to give her another chance.
Yeah,
Heather
because
said,
it
"Well,
always seemed like it was Taja being the
yes,
peacemaker.
yes." And that was the other thing that Heather said. She said, "Oh, well, do you know Taja?" And I guess she made a face because I was listening to it. And Heather said, "Oh, that face you made." She's like, I'm not really going to say too much. I'm not really sure about her." So I
That's
thought,
interesting.
that's what I thought. I thought that's interesting because I sent you that clip that I saw of Renee Graziano on the street talking about her show that she's doing, Married to the Mob, Married by the Mob. It's the interactive show that we're going to on February 15th. And the interviewer asked her about Taj. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm very good friends with Taj." And the interviewer said to her, "Oh, do you think that the members only Palm Beach women could be like mob wives?" And she's like, "No, because they're not. You can't just be mob wives." And her sister Jennifer was there and she's like, "No, that would never work." So I
You don't
think
just
it's
put the
interesting.
fur coat on and are married to
Right.
or mom.
Right. Exactly. It doesn't work that
Although
way.
on February 15th, we will be.
Well, we're going to be pretending in our interactive experience. But she said, if they do want to be mob wives, they better get themselves some good lawyers, is what Renee Graziano said.
That's funny.
So Ro-Mina said, "Well, we've all made comments about Hillary having 5 husbands." She goes, "As a matter of fact, when I introduced my husband Roman to her, I said, 'This is her 5th husband, and this is my husband Roman. He's my 2nd husband.'" And I remember her saying that.
I do too,
She
yeah.
said, so why she would be mad at Rosalyn about that? Like, we've all made comments. Even Taja made comments about it. Hillary, Ro-Mina, and Heather were both saying they were glad that Hillary was honest about who her husband was, that he was a doorman. Because Heather said that we didn't hear the whole interview, but she asked Hillary about all 5 of her husbands. Because when we listened to Heather McDonald, we didn't hear her talk about all 5 of her husbands. But Heather said she did ask those questions. Ro-Mina said that, her husband, Roman, she had a son already who was 7 years old when she met Roman. And he considers Roman to be his father. And I would say that we have 3 children. And he was 7 when they met. She goes, there's no reason that Rosalyn would have had to differentiate that.
No. No.
And Heather's trying to, because Ro-Mina says, like, she did think Hillary put it out there in a malicious way. And she's not had a chance to talk to her about it, but she definitely will. And as soon as she said that, Heather tried to change the topic and she said, "Oh, did you know Mary before? The DJ?" And Marina's like, "You mean Maria?" I was like, like Heather was so flustered, like trying to get through it.
Yeah,
And
because
she's like,
it was her podcast. Like, she gave her the
"I know.
platform and
Yeah.
acted like they were besties. So
Yep.
Heather looks like she co-signed the way Hillary behaved.
Yeah. I know. That's exactly how I felt. And I was very curious to see how she was going to handle it. So then she says, "Yeah, I actually hired her to do an event. I had a runway show and I was looking for a female DJ. And yeah, I've hired her many times. So yeah, Maria and I go way back." And that's when she said, "This design I'm wearing is from my runway show." So I thought it was a very good interview, and I'm glad to see that these women are now out there talking and they're being interviewed because I want to hear the real story. I want to hear the real story. I also think it's very interesting that they're not filming.
I know.
They're not filming. And the
And we
season only
said
goes
this would
till
be the
April.
season. Right, 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 right.
Only goes till April. So they need to start filming if they're going to film.
I know. What was it on Netflix?
Netflix, yeah.
Hmm.
Netflix. And I'm sure they're going to film.
So I got to text Patty and tell her to look for film crews.
Yes, yes. Okay. So this episode, number 4, is called Boobs and Knees. And we know a lot about boobs and knees now.
We do.
Hillary's talking about how when she got married the first time in Tuscany, there was only 13 people there. So she decided that she's going to renew her vows and she really wanted to wear her wedding dress again. I think that's a little odd, to be honest with you.
I agree. I mean,
Right?
listen, it's your 5th wedding.
Right, exactly.
I mean, who cares who was there?
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, it's your 5th wedding.
Yeah.
Just move on. I feel like you want the wedding more than you want the marriage at this point.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit odd. And then we see that the ladies are playing croquet and Hillary's saying, "This is kind of like the rehearsal because Tasha's her maid of honor."
Yeah, I mean, do you
You're
even do that at first?
right.
Well, you know what? I feel like I'm going to get myself into trouble. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, Tasha points out that she's her 5th maid of honor. She thanks them, the people that are there playing croquet with her, for participating. And in case anyone She's having their ceremony, her vow renewal ceremony, on her $25 million yacht, which is for sale in case you want to buy it.
This is Hillary's.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was a nice yacht.
Yes, it was. It was. I mean, honestly, I don't know that I've ever seen a yacht that wasn't nice.
True. True.
So they're at this place that they're doing the croquet. They're playing the croquet, like they're eating food. And they're having a tasting, I guess, for the vow renewal, right? I guess they're catering it for the boat. Every single dish that comes out, Hillary has something to say about it.
She
like
complained about
something
every one.
negative.
Right.
Every single one. I was like,
She is seriously just like Jill Zarin. It's like they're the same person. And to know that they're friends, like, I think I would have thought that without even knowing they were friends, that she is just like Jill Zarin. Because it was very a la Jill Zarin on Below Deck.
gosh, yes, yes.
Being nothing but a pain in the ass the whole time.
Yes. I mean, I literally wrote down, oh my gosh, all this food is coming out, all these fancy dishes. Everyone is saying how good it is. And every single dish, Hillary has something negative to say. I think she must be the most annoying person on the planet.
Yes, I totally agree.
Those were my notes for this. But now that you say Jill Zarin, I definitely feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, she sounded just like her.
So then Taja, while she's there, she's asked Hillary, like, what does she think of Rosalyn and Gail? And Taja said it was like watching an SNL skit between the two of them, which I do kind of think was true. I thought that was so
I
funny.
think that's a pretty good description for sure.
I think SNL should get on that skit. I really do.
They should. I mean, they've started doing the Housewives.
Yeah, they did. That's right. Yeah. Then Hillary said, no, I'm good with Gail. I'm not good with Maria. She said some things to me on the boat which were so off, she said, and then it was so classless. I was mortified. She sexually assaulted me with her breast.
Okay.
I was like, wait, come on.
Okay. Yeah. Settle down. What's her name? Janet from the Valley. Like, let's not throw those words out there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. When she said that, I was like, this woman really is over the top. Like, and again,
Ridiculous.
so uptight about everything. Like, she
Right.
just doesn't smile.
No, she definitely needs to take the stick out of her ass.
Yes, that's exactly
I
what I was
don't
trying to say.
necessarily want to get motorboated either, for the record, but it was in the moment. You were at
She
a boat
warned her.
party. There was a lot of drinking. Sometimes it just happens and you don't see it coming.
I thought it was hysterical. I really did.
It's hysterical.
I mean, it's Maria. And you know what? Speaking of Maria, I was watching her on TikTok the other day, and she was making fun of her own confessional looks. She's like, I don't know
saw that.
what. Did you see that? And I love that about her. She's like, I don't know. She called her own hair high body count hair. Did you see that?
She did. She really is funny and very self-aware. Very self-aware, which you don't get often with reality TV personalities.
Right. I agree.
She's very self-aware. I like it.
Which I think, honestly, I think Ro-Mina is very self-aware also.
Yes. Yes.
I like them. They make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So Hillary says, I don't think she belongs in our group. You are judged by the company you keep. Now,
You better get off the show, Hillary.
Hillary says, I don't want to keep her company, do you? And Tasha did not answer. She did not answer. I want to know what Maria thought when she saw that.
Yeah. There was no reunion.
No, there wasn't. But this is a new Netflix thing.
Right. Right. Maybe they were just trying it out. Maybe we'll get a reunion if they do a season 2, because they haven't even announced a season 2, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
I mean, think about The Valley. They didn't have a reunion in the first season of The Valley either.
They didn't. You're right.
So it's the day of Maria's launch party, and she's doing it for her new single, Driving Me Insane. So because this event was not within the charity circle, it was just for her, her single. She decided that she was going to do a venue that she first started DJing in. It was cheeky and fun, and it was her thing. She could do whatever she wanted.
Yes.
She didn't
There
have
were
to impress
no
anybody.
rules. Exactly. There
Right.
should have been no rules.
Yep. And this is actually where Ro-Mina introduces her husband, her second husband, to Hillary's fifth husband in this episode. Hillary said, "I'm forever a bride. That's my theme tonight." Okay, Hillary. Ro-Mina said, "Well, I'm a dominatrix." And then Hillary, which I thought was surprising, asked Roman, "Is she really a dominatrix?" And Roman said, "Well, we're working on it." And Ro-Mina said, "Well, it depends on the day," which, I mean, that kind of fun banter I don't really see coming from Hillary. Do you?
I know. Well, but that's the thing. I think she's capable of it. I think it comes out, just not when a camera's on her, because she's pretending to be something she's not.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's pretending to be something she thinks everybody wants her to be, not who she really is. I think she's capable of having fun like that. I just don't think she does it on camera.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I would like to see. I would like to
Mhm.
see more fun and more realness. Because then Ro-Mina asked Hillary, "Do you think Maria was seeking attention when she cried at your house that day?" Because Maria told her that's what Hillary said. And Hillary said, "Well, I think it's a bit more complicated than that." Ro-Mina said, "Well, I don't think that she was seeking attention." Hillary said, "At her age, she can't control her emotions. Then she and I are never going to be friends because she was so self-centered, narcissistic, and rude." What?
Yeah, that was wild. Like, that was a crazy reaction to how your friend responded to that situation.
Trauma. It was a trauma.
Exactly, and explained to you where it was coming from, and
Right.
removed herself from the table. She didn't know the cameras were gonna follow her, and if people didn't go up to go check on her, the cameras probably wouldn't have followed her.
Right. Right.
I mean, maybe they would have, but
Yeah. So then Maria's husband introduces her, DJ Tumbles, and she comes out, and Hillary, Gail, and Rosalyn are mortified when she comes out because she's got a man on a leash and she's
I'm gonna be
walking.
honest with you, I was a little surprised myself. I wasn't mortified. I would have rolled with it if I were there, but I was a little surprised.
So I thought it was hysterical. I was surprised by
Mhm.
it too. Romina's response was, even though Hillary's party and Maria's party was maybe very different, Maria has a man on a chain, but so does Hillary.
That's great.
Okay, Ro-Mina. I like it.
That was great.
Then Gail is giving Maria the heart hands while she's dancing with Rosalyn. I was like, okay, Gail.
She loves that. She must be a Swiftie gal.
I mean, I think that's what it is. It's got to be,
It's
right?
totally a Swiftie thing. That was the first time I saw it when Tess was in second grade, and I took her to the Taylor Swift concert, and people were doing that. I never had seen it before.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Mike, and this is Bacon is My Podcast. Yes, it's as serious as it sounds.
If you're tired of podcasts that feel like job interviews,
We fixed that.
on What's Your Bacon in 7 questions, we ask guests 7 questions that somehow lead to great stories, questionable decisions.
And answers they definitely didn't rehearse.
Then, on Discussions and Drinks, we grab a drink, talk life, culture, current stuff.
And occasionally forget what the original topic was.
It's honest, it's funny, feels more like hanging out than listening.
So if you like real conversations, bad segues, and good laughs,
Find Bacon is My Podcast wherever you listen, and always remember to ask yourself.
what's your bacon?
The next thing I wrote down is the whole time Hillary's standing there with a puss on her face.
Absolutely.
Like, with all this that's going on, how can you have, like, I mean, I would be like, what is
Just get
going
up and
on?
dance. Get up and
Yeah.
dance for crying out loud.
Maria said this is Palm Beach after dark, which she's gone on to say, like, this is what Palm Beach is like after dark. She was also on the page, with the Page 6 guys, Maria was, and she said this is very typical. Like, this is not something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, like it doesn't always have to be Stuffy Country Club.
Right, exactly. Taj is telling Rosalyn that, she likes Gail, but the name dropping is not very Palm Beach. She doesn't need to do that. Like, she's very accomplished as it is. She doesn't need to be name dropping. Again, I think it's, we talked about this. She's an older woman. She really kind of lives in the past at this point, and I don't think it's going to change.
And it's maybe not necessarily name dropping. It's more of like experience dropping.
Right.
Like, this is what I've done in my life. And she's kind of earned the right to do that,
Yeah.
but it can come off as,
annoying.
being extra and,
Yeah. Yeah.
annoying, yeah.
So then what happens? Ro-Mina says to Maria, how you told me I should stick up for you because you stick up for Maria. Maria said, yeah, I know. And Ro-Mina said, well, I tried. And she did. And she starts to tell her what happened with Hillary because Maria said, no, that's just her being an asshole, and starts walking over to Hillary. And she's worried now that, like, Romina's worried now that she's going to get blackballed because of by telling Maria, and
Yeah.
Maria's going over to Hillary. But I think that she needed to do that. I think that she needed to confront Hillary. She says, I'm sorry that we have to talk about my feelings, but my feelings are hurt and you don't like to talk about feelings. Hillary said, well, here's how this is going to work. You had your meeting with me, and now I'm going to have my meeting with you. I was like, wait, what? This is at Maria's event. And Hillary said, on Saturday, you went as low as name calling with me. Maria said, well, did she say what name did I call you? Well, I won't repeat it, she said.
It was
Well,
asshole. She said sometimes you could be an
yes.
asshole.
She said she called you, she said, which I will not repeat, which we know stands for asshole. I was like, what is wrong with her?
Yeah, like, just say it. Just say it.
Right.
You can't say that.
I know. She goes, and secondly, I never heard of motorboating in my life, but I did look it up, and it's something that a man and woman do together. It's a sexual act. Okay. You actually violated my personal space without my permission. I was like, okay. Maria said, when it fits her narrative, it's okay to be physical. At the pom party, Hillary was grabbing my breasts. I was like, oh, okay. Maria said, respectfully, I'm asking your permission to be able to tell you that you're an asshole. Maria said, I'm the first person that had the balls to say it. Crying at the dinner party was not me attention seeking, Hillary. I'm really sorry, but I think you're full of it. Good for her.
Yep.
Good for her.
Absolutely.
Then Hillary said, I think given this interaction, it's probably best that you don't come to my wedding. Maria said, that's fine. You think I'm friggin' inappropriate, and I think you're an asshole. We're good. I was like, okay.
Maria's like, one less present I have to buy.
That's right. That's right. The next thing is Rosalyn's Global Billionaire event. Okay. Don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that there was a necklace there that was worth $1.2 million, Bulgari serpentine necklace, and they are
How
the
much?
sponsors. $1.2 million.
Oh.
And the guards were there watching the necklace that Rosalyn was wearing. Rosalyn was wearing that necklace. It was a beautiful necklace. I mean, why would you, I don't know. Like, what? You never would wear a $1.2 million necklace because you need to walk around with guards every minute.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Okay. Roman and Ro-Mina come in dressed in black and gold for this event. I thought they looked I like how they matched, and she said that they do all the time.
Yeah. They seem like a matching couple.
Yeah. Ro-Mina in her confessional said, I see Rosalyn with boobs and knees at the same time at this event. And Rosalyn clarified, that is only for daytime events. If it's a nighttime event, you're allowed to show a little more. I was like, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, like the rules keep changing.
Right. And also, once you're hosting the event, there's a different set of rules, she said. That's another thing she clarified.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Maria shows up wearing this long sequined green gown with a low back. I thought that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha's wearing a long white sparkle dress with this big feather shawl. Not a big fan.
I'm never really a big fan of feathers.
I am not either.
Like, they have to be subtle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gail goes up to Tasha at the party and said, I would like for us to talk privately about that you said, was I legitimate? I was like, ooh, I'm surprised Gail approached her at this billionaire event to have this conversation. Tasha said, but I think you're a wonderful person without all the fluff. Gail said, you did say that I dropped names. And Tasha said, yeah. And Gail said, the problem is those names are my friends. And that's what we just said. Like, she's not really name dropping. She's just telling about experiences and with people that she's had.
And she's proud of her
Right.
pet. Like, she's proud of all of that.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I could see how it could be a lot if it's over and over and over again.
But Gail has prepared for her 30 pages of newspaper articles going back to the 80s and every single company that I've owned, resources that I've owned. I was like, boy,
That was
that is a
crazy.
lot. That is a lot. Gail said, like, didn't you Google me? And she said, Google you? Like, no, I didn't Google you. She said, well, there's 700 plus pages. And like she said, like, she's not hiring. Like, she doesn't need her, she doesn't need her
That was the
30
best line of the show.
It's like,
I'm not hiring. I don't need to read your resume.
yeah. It was funny, though.
Yes.
So then Taja says, when people say to me that Rosalyn dressed inappropriate, I say to them, if you had Rosalyn's body, you would dress inappropriately too. Because that's when Maria said to Taja, what's with Rosalyn telling Ro-Mina that she can't have your boobs and knees out, and then Rosalyn's doing it. I did like that Taja said that.
Yeah.
I like that she said that because I didn't get the feeling that Rosalyn I don't get the feeling that Taja's close with anybody except for Hillary.
Totally.
Is that your feeling?
Absolutely.
After even all 8 episodes, that's what my feeling was.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think Taja's really friends with any of them. I don't know how much time she actually spends in Palm Beach, but I think once they got cast on the show, I think she picked Hillary and was like, all right, we'll buddy up.
That could be. That definitely could be, because that's another thing Heather asked Ro-Mina. What did she say? Romina's like, I don't even know. Like, I know that David Cohn is her partner, but she says she's a single mom, so I don't know.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
don't know
she
how much
doesn't
time
know.
she spends there.
Right. And I don't think they really know her. But who does know her is Renee Graziano.
And Teresa.
And Teresa. Exactly. Exactly. So then Taja has this whole conversation with Rosalyn, meaning her and Gail. You and Gail are trying to school Ro-Mina on dressing. It's like the blind leading the blind. Maria and Ro-Mina have better etiquette than Gail. I was like, oh, that's harsh.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, back at Hillary's house, Luke is cooking and her son Cooper's there. I actually liked her son Cooper.
Yeah, for sure.
Hillary's offering to help, but she's got these long feather sleeves on. And like, she's not going to do anything.
No, not dressed like that. She's not.
No, he goes to NYU and he flew home, to spend some time with her. And anytime her son comes home, she, drops everything to spend time with him, which I would do too,
Yeah, of course.
He's not going to be there for the wedding. He's going to miss the wedding. I mean, it's just a vow renewal. Let's be honest.
Right.
Hillary said,
pretty sure he has seen her get married before.
I would think so. Yes. Since his father was husband number 2, she said. Cooper's father was husband number 2.
That's right. That's right. He was the
billionaire. She said that if it wasn't for Cooper, like Cooper's responsible for this relationship. And I was like, what? She's like, well, had you not given the blessing, like if you didn't, no, that doesn't mean he's responsible. That just means he gave the blessing.
He approved of it. Right.
Right. Cooper said in his confessional, like, my mom's been married so many times, like, it did affect me when I was growing up, but I didn't feel comfortable in the house with some of the husbands. And she said, but Luke, he's actually really sweet, which I thought was nice.
Yeah,
especially since he's older now.
Yeah. No, I thought it was very nice what he said about her current. I actually like her current husband. He seems very nice, and
I do too.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know him that well, but it doesn't look like he's like there because she's got money. No, I don't get that impression.
No, Ro-Mina said he actually helps her a lot with the business.
Yeah.
So
and if her son is comfortable in that respect, then you have to think that it's good.
So this is then we're back at the billionaire party, and that's when Gail walks over and she goes to sit down and she misses the couch and she winds up falling.
Oh my God, that's right.
So she winds up falling,
off.
and her wig falls off, and everyone jumps up to help her. And Ro-Mina talked about this too. And she even said it she used to work with old people and she was worried that she would have broke a hip or something. So she immediately jumped up, right?
Yeah.
And that can happen, right? I mean,
absolutely.
like I swear that's probably going to be my demise because I'm so damn klutzy at some point.
I mean, it could happen to anybody.
Right. So she, helped her fix the wig, and she said to her that night that, she needs to get a better wig. And at first Gail took offense to it, but she has gotten better wigs, and she now thanks Ro-Mina for that, which
There you go.
that's what a real friend does. They straighten out your wig and they let you know when you need to get a better one.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Maria in her confessional said it was like a glam SOS. It's like, when somebody comes out of the ocean and they've got like seaweed on their face and you're like, is this my hair? Because everyone like jumped into action immediately, like to help Gail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was pretty
That's
much
funny.
it. That's where it ends. I think it was a good episode. We're halfway through. We have 4 more episodes to go.
Yeah.
And
I
we'll have to
really
wait and see what
enjoyed the
happens.
show. I really did. And I hope they get a second season. And I hope it's the same people. We don't need to add anybody or take anybody. Just leave it the same people and let's get to know them a little more. Because the episodes aren't even an hour long. So, and
No,
there were
they're
only
not.
8. So, like, it wasn't a lot of time. I wonder how long they filmed for and then it was edited down to.
I think they said they had over 60 hours or something. They had a lot of footage. They filmed for a long time. And to only
Yeah,
get 8 is like crazy, right?
for sure. For sure.
No, it was more than 60 hours. Maybe it was 60 days. Maybe it was 2 months, which would be
It
60
had to
days.
be,
I think
right?
that,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was, 60 days of filming and we get nothing, really nothing.
So maybe they're going to film February, March.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Let's
it's
hope.
January 20th now, right? Today's January
Mhm.
20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, maybe by the next time we drop our episode, we'll have more information.
Yeah, we'll know more.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.